Biden years. Take a look.
They built cages. You know, they used to say, I built the cages. And then they had a picture in a certain newspaper. And it was a picture of these horrible cages. And they said, look at these cages. President Trump built them. And then it was determined they were built in 2014. That was him. They did it.
We did not.
They built the cages. Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about
who built the cages, Joe?
Okay, as we continue to fact check, see those cages right there? Those are pictures that the president was referring to, and the president was correct. That's from June of 2014. That's when Joe Biden was vice president. Barack Obama was in the White House. And with reaction, Fox News contributor Dan Bongino, Fox News correspondent at large Geraldo Rivera, and the host of Justice, Judge Jeanine Pirro. You know, Geraldo, you and I finally got you to a little hanatized, and I got you to the point where, you know, you agreed, okay, we can build the wall. But that is
as long as there's big doors.
With a big door. Oh, fair. We got to vet you, check your health, make sure you don't have radical associations, and that you can take care of yourself. By the way, saying that he's given blanket amnesty, that is not going to go over well as a campaign issue, in my opinion. But he got caught in another lie. The cages were when he was the vice president. I thought, you know, these are provable facts here.
I thought that President Trump won this debate with the important exception of COVID-19, which is a very, very difficult issue for the president because he is the president and we have gone through this horror. I thought that the president really rattled Joe Biden. I thought he used the Ukraine-China revelations about Hunter Biden very effectively. And I thought Joe Biden was totally off his game. Even immigration, the issue that you bring up now, I thought the president held his own. Americans don't want open borders. We don't want unregulated immigration. But the one thing, Sean, he could have done, this is something you and I have urged him to do, the president could have been more fatherly about these children. It's easy. I know the cages were Obama's. I know President Obama was known as the deporter-in-chief. Still, Americans have a visceral, passionate, compassionate reaction when it comes to youngsters who are in this plight. He could have said something sweet about them.
He actually had to point out what the truth was, and that's Joe and Barack built the cages. Dan Bongino.
Yeah, I mean, Geraldo's wrong. You know, the president said a couple times we're taking really good care of the kids. I mean, what else do you want him to do? Bring one of the kids out there on the stage and, you know, I mean, what else would you like him to do? That's exactly what he said. Listen, a couple things about these debates, because, you know, last time I was on your show, I was right about the debate and was laughed at by a bunch of late-night idiots who've never run for office themselves. They're misinterpreting this election again. This is a base election, Sean. It is a turnout election, okay? There are very few undecideds. Does everybody get that? It's not one of those elections where you're going to have a Reagan 1984 moment where he gets, you know, whatever, 20% of Democrats and most of the independents. This is not the way this election's going. So you have to take off your partisan hat for a second and don't evaluate what happened from your perspective. See it how Joe Biden's Democrats saw it. And Trump did here again what he did in the first debate, which is he got Joe Biden to alienate both swaths of his own party. He tells the left that hates fracking, we're not going to stop fracking, which everybody knows is a lie. You already played the tape. But he's already come, so the left's upset at him. And then the moderate wing of his party that's actually interested in a functioning energy industry, he told them, no, we're going to basically shut down the oil industry. What? He just killed himself with the two wings of his party. One more point here, it's important. Millions of Americans heard for the first time tonight, due to a media blackout, about the Biden crime family and what really happened. There are going to be a bunch of people on both sides who may be persuadable, if there are any left, saying, really? Let me go put that in a search engine tomorrow and check that story out. That doesn't sound great. 3.5 million from the Moscow mayor to the Biden family. And it's not Russian disinformation. The DNI and the FBI said so. So let's cut the crap on that one, huh?
The judge, he lied and got, you know, we're able to prove he lied about the travel ban and COVID, lied about the cages, lied about immigration, came out in full support of amnesty, came out in full support of eliminating oil and gas, and got caught red-handed lying about fracking as we played, lied about family corruption. I didn't get one penny, but now we've got texts and emails that show otherwise. I think when people absorb the magnitude of how radical this platform is, I believe in 12 days it's going to have an impact.
Well, I think it is going to have an impact, irrespective of the number of people who've already voted. Look, I think the big story tonight is that Donald Trump was in charge of this debate, how he interjected the Hunter Biden issue repeatedly. He put Joe Biden on the defensive. And I thought it was very interesting that not only did he expose Joe as a liar as it related to fracking, as it related, I mean, Joe Biden lied about things that are easily contradicted by his own words, super predators in 1994 with the crime bill. He was never able to overcome all the things that he says he's now sorry for. But the main theme here is the guy is a liar, and I hate when people lie, but he's lied about everything. But this Hunter Biden situation, now, as Dan said, when they go into the search engine to try to figure out what's going on, they're going to find out that there are phones, there are laptops, there's a live witness, ear witnesses, eyewitnesses, there's all kinds of evidence, and the only people getting money from Russia and China are the Biden family. And I think that the more that the people start to dig and try to figure out what's going on, the more they're going to understand how unfair the press and the left has been to Donald Trump. But Donald Trump was on his game. Joe Biden was just a bunch of platitudes and lies.
I think, Geraldo, when the president was asked the race question, and he talked about, we got it done, you didn't get it done, criminal justice reform, prison reform, opportunity zones, more money for the longest commitment of time to historically black colleges. I would have added one thing if I was the president, and that is record low after record low after record low, unprecedented unemployment lows for every demographic in this country. That didn't happen in the Biden-Obama years.
I was shouting at the television screen for the president to bring up the unemployment rate. That's the best civil rights there is. That's the best demonstration there is that the president is on the side of people of color. He has created an economy, or at least he did until the plague, that resulted in more black people, more brown people, more Asian people, more women working than ever before. He has to celebrate that. That's the economy that people want to hear about. And it took him too long to get to that point. But I don't want to minimize the difference between this President Trump and the President Trump in the first debate. Our colleague Dan Bongino says this is a base election, and that the president in the first debate was appealing to the voters that he needs to win. Sure, except look at the fact that he's 10 points behind in the national polls. That's because he was undisciplined.
You believe the polls? That's hilarious.
That's because he was not on point. Now, listen, this is the president. This is the president. This is the person that you can vote for reliably. This is the person who can be a father figure. This is a person who can be respected, for which you can have affection.
Dan, you got 30
Geraldo,
seconds.
listen, I'm really sorry you're on national television and you're touting the polls. Look at Trafalgar, look at Rasmussen. President Trump has significantly closed the gap since the last debate. So come on, I mean, give me a break. You're citing the polls.
Tomorrow
I mean,
will
seriously.
be better.
And 52% on Rasmussen, and every swing state. You know, Trafalgar's polls have been pretty amazing. We had
And
them on
look at
last night.
WGN tonight. If anyone hasn't decided, look at the WGN poll
74%
tonight. I
that
mean,
thought
just on
Trump
this
won.
debate, the undecideds have decided.
Rick Grinnell, Reince Priebus, Matt Gaetz next.